In this video session on hydrology and irrigation engineering, I have included the following contents: evaporation, factors responsible for evaporation, measurement of evaporation. Coming to define the evaporation, evaporation can be defined as follows: water in the liquid state transforms to vapor. Evaporation occurs from open water, bare soil, or vegetation as a result of increased temperature. It is defined as the transfer of liquid water into vapor state to the atmosphere. It involves the conversion of water from liquid to vapor state and then again return to the atmosphere in the form of liquid or solid precipitation that reaches the earth's surface. The most important form of evaporation is probably that one which takes place from sea, ocean, or other water surfaces. Evaporation may also take place from bare soil surface but in a very small amount of total quantity. Evaporation causes cooling. Precipitation deposited on vegetation also evaporates, reducing the quantity of water reaching the soil surface. Evaporation occurs naturally if an input of energy either directly, if there is an input of energy either directly from the sun or indirectly from the atmosphere itself. In simplified terms, the molecules are in constant motion. So, to summarize the definition of evaporation, it is nothing but the transfer of the liquid from water bodies into vapor state, and ultimately it will be reaching to the atmosphere. There are so many factors which are responsible for evaporation, and those factors are divided into three major classes: meteorological factors, nature of evaporating surface, and physical factors. Coming to the meteorological factors, we have temperature, relative humidity, wind speed, and air pressure. To explain the temperature, the cause for the evaporation, it is also affected by temperature. As the temperature of the air is increased, its capacity to hold moisture also increases. Any increase in air temperature raises the temperature of the water at the evaporation source, which means that more energy is available to the water molecules for escaping from liquid to gaseous state. Hence, evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature of the evaporating surface. Warmer the evaporating surface, higher will be the rate of evaporation. Coming to the next factor responsible for causing evaporation is relative humidity. The rate of evaporation is closely related with the relative humidity of air. Since the moisture holding capacity of air at a given temperature is limited, drier air evaporates more water than moist air. In other words, higher the vapor pressure, lower will be the rate of evaporation. It is a common experience that evaporation is greater in summer and at midday than in winter and at night. Coming to the third factor in meteorological factors, we have wind speed. Evaporation depends on the wind speed as well. When the winds are light, a thin layer of air just above the surface gets nearly saturated. Under the circumstances, the difference between the vapor pressure between ground and air is very small. This results in a very low evaporation. On the other hand, when the wind velocity is high, turbulence is set up in the air, moisture evaporated from the ground is mixed upward, and the vapor pressure difference between the atmosphere and the surface remains large. Thus, the rate of evaporation is accelerated. Wherever there is a combination of high temperature, very low relative humidity, and strong wind, the rate of evaporation is exceptionally high. This leads to dehydration of soil to a depth of several inches. Coming to the last parameter, the last factor in the meteorological factors, we have air pressure. Evaporation is also affected by the atmospheric pressure exerted on the evaporating surface. Lower pressure on open surface of the liquid results in the higher rate of evaporation. Coming back to the factors related to nature of evaporating surfaces, we have amount of water available is one factor, and area of the evaporating surface is also another factor which are responsible for causing the evaporation. Coming to the amount of water available, rate of evaporation is greater over the oceans than over the continents, because the total quantity of the water that is readily available is much more when compared to the water bodies on the land areas. Area of the evaporating surface. The rate of evaporation is determined by the area of the exposed surface of the water. Generally, larger areas of evaporating surfaces increase the rate of evaporation. Finally, we have the physical factors which are responsible for evaporation are composition of water and turbidity of water. Coming to the composition of water, evaporation is inversely proportional to the salinity of the water. Rate of evaporation is always greater over fresh water than over salt water. Under the similar conditions, the ocean water evaporates about 5% more slowly than the fresh water. As far as turbidity of the water is considered, evaporation is less in case of turbid water. So now this evaporation can be measured by using an apparatus called as ISI Class A evaporation pan. So this indicates a cross-sectional view of ISI Class A evaporation pan. It is circular in shape, having a diameter of 1220 with a total depth of 255 mm. It will rest on the wooden platform, and the amount of the evaporation is measured by means of the fixed point gauges within the evaporating pan. This is also called as modified Class A pan. It is nothing but a cylinder with a diameter of 120 centimeter that has a depth of 25.5 centimeters. The pan rests on a carefully leveled wooden base and is often enclosed by a chain link fence to prevent the animals drinking from it. Evaporation is measured daily as the depth of water in mm. The measurement day begins with a pan filled to exactly 5 cm from the pan top. At the end of 24 hours, the amount of water to refill the pan to exactly 5 cm from the top is measured. If the precipitation occurs in the 24-hour period, it is taken into account in calculating the evaporation. Sometimes precipitation is greater than the evaporation and measured increments of water must be dipped from the pan. Evaporation cannot be measured in a Class A pan when the pan's water surface is frozen. The Class A evaporation pan is of limited use on days with rainfall events of greater than 30 mm unless it is emptied more than once per 24 hours. Analysis of the daily rainfall and evaporation readings in areas with regular heavy rainfall events shows that almost without fail on days with rainfall in excess of 30 mm, the daily evaporation is spuriously higher than other days in the same month where conditions more receptive to evaporation prevailed. The most common and obvious error is in daily rainfall events of greater than 55 mm where the Class A evaporation pan will likely overflow. The less obvious and therefore more concerning is the influence of heavy or intense rainfall causing spuriously high daily operation totals without obvious overflow. So this is about the measurement of the operation using class A operation pan. Thank you.